On March 16, 2023, Microsoft announced the newest, the most advanced AI-powered feature, Microsoft 365 Copilot. If you have seen what Copilot do with Excel, I wonder, do you still believe you need to learn Excel? Do you still believe you need to have the skills to use Excel yourself? It seems like anything we need to do with Excel, they can be done by Copilot. And we just need to tell Copilot with natural language what we need to do. And Copilot will do that within a fraction of time. Before I tell you what I think about this, let me first show you what Copilot can do with Excel. Here we have this table of sales records. We know the customer's name, which country they are located, the products we sell to them, and the number of units being sold, manufacturing price and sale price, the gross sales dollars, the discounts given, and the sales dollar, and the cost of goods sold. And we'll have lots of records over here. Given this data, we want to analyze that, trying to find some trends. And we don't need to go to the ribbon to click on any commands over here. We just need to go to the top right corner over here to click on Copilot, which will open the Copilot task pane for us to communicate directly in natural language to tell the Copilot what we wish to accomplish. Now, you will click on this Copilot button at top right corner, and then it will open the Copilot task pane for you on the right side. And it will ask you the question, what can I do for you? You will notice it even suggests you those common tasks for you, like to sort by sale price, or maybe to summarize data. Or you can type any request into this box. Now you can type the question in this box. Analyze this quarter's business results and summarize 3 key trends. And then you will click on this button to post your question. And then you see Copilot is analyzing the data. And very quickly, it gives you 3 key trends. First one, sales are trending up for all customers except Proswell, which is down this quarter. Second one, manufacturing costs are down this quarter after an increase in quarter 3. Number 3, low discount products made up nearly half of total sales last month. Pretty neat, right? In such short time, it gives you 3 key trends. Now you can type your follow-up question, and you can also use that suggested task to filter discount band to low or add a column to calculate the margin. So the question is to show me a breakdown of Proswell sales growth. Once you post the question, it's analyzing the data. And it's going to generate a new sheet for you. And here it says, here is a new sheet with a breakdown of Proswell sales over time. Remember to check for accuracy. Notice over here, Copilot is not responsible. You are the one being responsible. You have to make sure the results are correct and accurate. And if you don't like that, you can click on this undo button to undo that. So it gave us a chart to show the growth percentage over quarters. We can see in quarter 1 it's going down to only 1%. And then we'll have a table to show for the Proswell sales growth by product. Here we have each individual product, their growth over the quarters. We can see clearly for the reusable containers in quarter 1 of the year 2023, we have a negative 9%. That's driving the total overall growth down to only 1%. We'll also have a table to show the growth by country for Proswell. And you notice over here, it gives us 2 more suggestions. You can change the chart from quarters to month. So you don't have to choose by quarter, you can choose them by month. Or you can add a chart of sales by discount band, so in different grouping, if you like. Now you can ask a question to Copilot. What is contributing to the decline? So help me visualize what contributes to the decline in sales growth. And then you click on this button to post this question, and it's going to analyze data, and then it's going to recommend by applying color coding to the table to make it easier to see the trends. So you click on apply, now it's applying the color, and you will see in your table it has the conditional formatting, basically the color scales, and those green color are positive, big number, and this pink number is negative. So you can see very easily which one is contributing to the decline. And also you see Copilot gave you a suggestion. You can add a table of units sold by product. You can change the chart to show the reusable containers, to show only this problem products, which is reusable containers. And you can even ask Copilot to perform what-if analysis for you. So you type the question, what would have happened if reusable containers had maintained the prior quarter's growth rate? And then you post this question. Copilot starts to add the data, and very quickly it gives you the result, which says total growth for ProSware in Q1 would have been 9% instead of 1%. Now, this is just a one-sentence statement produced by Copilot. Are you convinced? Do you trust that? Maybe not. So you can actually click this button, explain, to ask Copilot to further explain the case. And by the way, you can also use those suggested tasks over here to ask Copilot to project growth rate in Q2 of the year 2023, rather than only give you the Q1. You can also ask Copilot to change the total growth to average growth. So not to get the growth of all together, but to get the average growth. Then you click on the explain button, and Copilot tells you, I can create a model for the growth for reusable containers with Q1 year 2023 growth rate equal to Q4 year 2022. So basically, to maintain the same growth rate as prior quarter. So you click on create model, and then Copilot start creating model for you, and it generates this table in the sheet. And notice you can keep it, you can adjust it, you can regenerate that, you can delete that. And it tells you, I have added a model for the growth of reusable containers. You notice now in Q1 of the year 2023, the growth rate is 6%, whereas before it was negative 9%. Now given this 6%, which is same as previous quarter, and then the overall total growth become 9%, versus before it was 1%. So that's the impact that would have. And you can take on those suggested tasks by Copilot to change the growth rate to 3% rather than being that 6%. Or you can model the growth of reusable water bottles. Reusable water bottles for Q1 of the year 2023, the growth rate is 17%, much higher. So you can use 70% or 6% or 3%. Now, if you are happy with 6%, then you can keep this. And you can also ask Copilot to further explain to you how this has been done. Then you'll click on this explain button. Then Copilot starts to summarize what it has done. And very quickly give you this text. Tells you, this is how I produced the result. First, I copied the ProSware sales growth by product table. Next, I located the Q1 year 2023 growth rate for reusable containers, which was originally negative 9%. I replaced that negative 9% value with 6%, which was a growth rate for that product in Q4 of the year 2022. And the formula in the total growth row updated to reflect the new growth rate of 9%. So if you're happy with that text, you can also copy this text and paste to wherever you want it to be. Now, after this change, you may want to see the impact on the trend. So you ask, show me the impact this would have had on the growth sales trends for ProSware. And then Copilot starts to add the data, and tells you this is what the projected trend would look like. And you can choose to add that chart into the grid. So you click on Add to Grid. Now Copilot is taking your command and adding that chart to the grid. Now you have the chart over here. You can keep it, you can adjust it, you can regenerate that, you can delete that if you don't like that. So we have the new chart and the old chart. In the old chart, the Q1 growth rate is 1%. And now in the new chart, it's 9%. So if we can somehow to make the reusable containers Q1 of the year 2023, the growth rate to be 6%, which is same as Q4 of last year being 6%, then we can make the overall growth rate to be 9%. So now you have seen what Microsoft 365 Copilot can do in Excel. And remember, what you see here is only a tiny fraction of what it can do. Copilot is an AI tool. It's running on GPT. If you have recently played with ChatGPT, then you know with ChatGPT, you can do lots of things within Excel. You can do some sorting, filtering, and formatting, creating pivot table, creating charts, writing formulas, and writing those even non-nested formulas, and also write the VBA code and to automate many different tasks. It feels like that whatever you need to do, you simply need to ask Copilot to do that for you. Even for somebody who has no experience, no skills of using Excel, they can still talk to Copilot, ask Copilot to do that for her or him. So do you still believe you need to learn Excel? Or for that matter, anyone? Do you think any person needs to learn Excel in order to perform in a professional and management position? I have seen many different views on this from different people. Some people insist we still have to learn Excel even when Microsoft 365 Copilot is here. And this is the argument. Why learn math now that we have calculators? Even though we have calculators, we still have to learn math. And another argument could be, what good is knowing how to drive since Tesla? Tesla car can drive by itself, but we still have to learn how to drive. And some other people think we might be missing the point completely because it's not about the tool being Excel or being Copilot. It's about your critical thinking, your logical thinking. They say Copilot will not help if you have no idea what it is you need in the first place. And this person said, I have been in IT for over 40 years, including some significant time working with users to define requirements. I'm also a moderator on an Excel forum and have answered thousands of Excel questions. About half the time, the person asking the question doesn't even understand what they want to do, much less understand how Excel can be used to do it. Users have no idea what they want, and when they do have an idea, they cannot articulate it. Actually, I resonate with this one very much. When I do Excel consulting work for different companies, I find myself often spend majority of the time to help them to clarify the problem, clarify the process, and draw the flowchart, and spend actually small amount of time working on Excel. This is what I believe. I believe it is inevitable that we will have no need to learn Excel when Microsoft 365 Copilot/AI matures. And this will not be one big bang overnight event. This is a gradual process. In the beginning, we may feel comfortable to allow Copilot to do some of the simple tasks within Excel for us. As Copilot/AI further develop, we will feel more confident and more comfortable to allow Copilot to do some of those more complicated tasks within Excel for us. Eventually, when Copilot/AI matures, we will feel very confident, very comfortable to allow Copilot to do everything within Excel for us. We as humans, we don't need to use Excel ourselves. we will ask Copilot to use Excel for us. You may feel odd why I am so confident about this transformation. Let me walk you through the evolution of the human-computer interface to show you where we have been and where we're moving towards. Then you might agree with me a little bit more. I consider we have gone through or about to go through 4 stages of human-computer interface evolution. In the very first stage, which I call pre-PC stage, the interface to communicate between human and computer is the programming language. We have to know the programming language to write the code to communicate with computer. So that means most people at that time couldn't communicate with computer because we didn't know how to write the code. And luckily, Microsoft and Windows and Office came upon that dramatically lowered the bar for human to communicate with computer. And this stage I call PC stage. And the interface between human and computer is not the programming language anymore. Instead, it is a graphic user interface. And with Excel, you may also write function too. And in this stage, we don't need to learn any programming language. We just need to know which button to click. Like when you click on this filter button, that will filter the records. When you click on this button, that will sort the data in descending order. When you write a XLOOKUP function, that will perform the lookup, find the match, and then give you corresponding results. Now, I want you to think about this. Before the PC stage, the only way to communicate with computer is to write the programming language. And when Windows Office came along, we don't need to write the code anymore. We click a button or write a function. Now, for the program at that time, in the beginning of the Office software, they may think, how do you know that that button will do that work and get that 100% correct and 100% of the time? How do you know that function will do the lookup, give you the right result? And they may not be 100% confident or 100% comfortable with using those buttons. But now, in the year 2023, we'll all feel comfortable with Windows and Office applications. With Excel, when you use that filter button, we're confident that will filter the records. When you use that button to sort, we know it will sort in the right order. When we write that XLOOKUP function, we know that will perform the search, find the match, and give us the results in the correct way. And we trust that we'll deliver the results 100% correct, 100% of the time. So we have no issue about the ability of the Excel software to communicate with the computer, even though we don't know the programming language. Because those buttons or the functions, they are the one using the programming language in the background to communicate with the computer to do the work for us. So this is something I'm going to refer back to when I get to the next stage. Now, we are entering the third stage, which I call the AI stage. In this stage, the interface between human and the computer is not programming language. It's not graphic user interface or functions within Excel. Rather, it's the natural language. In this stage, if we want to do some work within Excel, we don't click a button, we don't write a function. We simply type the sentence, which products were the most profitable this quarter. And then the Copilot/AI will use the right function, click the right button in the background to do the work and deliver the results for us. I understand that at this time, we may not have this 100% confidence with the Copilot or AI because AI is only at its infancy stage. But I truly believe eventually AI will mature and we will have this 100% confidence that the Copilot and AI, by giving a natural language command, it will do the work 100% correct and 100% of the time. And we just need to type the sentence over here, with a natural language, we don't need to know which are the button we need to click, which are the function we need to write, because the Copilot, the AI, is clicking the button, writing the function, running any commands necessary in the background to deliver the results. Just as when we now use Excel, we don't need to know the program language behind those buttons, behind the function, but those buttons, the function, they will use the right program language to do the work 100% correct, 100% of the time. So it's same thing. It's just now the technology has advanced further enough. We don't have to use the program language. We don't have to use the graphic user interface or function. We use the natural language as an interface. So that's the third stage we are getting into now in the year 2023. Now, I also believe we are starting or very soon enter into the stage which I called Neuralink. You might have heard this term. This is the name of the company founded by Elon Musk in the year 2016. In this stage, the interface between human and computer definitely is not programming language. It's not graphical user interface, a button or a function. It's not even the natural language. With the language, you still have to master that language, be able to speak and write that language. Now, in the Neuralink stage, the interface between human and computer is the mind. We can just use the mind to communicate with the computer directly. Elon Musk company Neuralink has developed this device that can be implanted into the brain and allow the mind to communicate directly with the computer. Now, I'm going to show you a video about a monkey. This happened in the year 2021 in Elon Musk lab. This monkey was implanted with that device, and this monkey is able to play video game on computer without any physical connection between the monkey and the computer.
As you can see, Pager is amazingly good at mind pong. He's focused, and he's playing entirely of his own volition.
So this is why I believe we no longer need to learn Excel when Microsoft 365 Copilot/AI matures. A few days ago, on March 21st, 2023, in an interview, Bill Gates, he talked about the human-computer interface. Let's have a listen what he has to say.
Most of these corporate learning things, whether it's a query or a report, the description in English will be the program. And when you want it to do something extra, you'll just pull up that English or whatever your language is and type that in.
So the question is, how soon do you think Microsoft 365 Copilot/AI will mature? Do you think that will be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, or 100 years? To help us to answer that question, let's look at the history. We know the 4 stages of a human-computer interface evolution, from pre-PC stage to PC stage to AI stage to Neuralink stage. The first computer was invented in the 1820s, which was 200 years ago. And personal computer entered the life of the general public in the 1980s. So it took 160 years to go from the pre-PC stage to PC stage. And now in the year 2023, we have entered the AI stage. It took 40 years to go from PC stage to AI stage. Now, how long do you think it will take for us to reach the Neuralink stage? If you look at the history, I would say in less than 20 years, we'll be entering Neuralink stage. That means in the year 2043, at that time, Microsoft 365 Copilot/AI will be very, very mature, even to the point it will be outdated by the mind interface. Remember, that monkey was playing video game on computer with only his mind. and that was 2 years ago. So with that, I would say in the year 2033, most of us will be very confident and very comfortable to use Microsoft Copilot to do most of our Excel work. So in the year 2033, we will see quite a different landscape in terms of how Excel is being used by human or by Microsoft 365 Copilot. Now, I'm not done yet. I want to mention one more thing regarding the human-computer interface evolution. I do not believe the neural link stage is the final stage. That is just one stop. I do believe there is a lot of stage beyond that. So after the neural link stage, there is one more stage. In this stage, the interface between human and computer is our consciousness. Now, by that, I don't mean to have an implant embedded into our brain to communicate with computer. No. I mean by pure consciousness, as a natural-born human, we are able to communicate with computer. Now, you may think this a little bit stretch. Let's first talk about the communication between two humans. When you were a little kid and love your parents so much, or when you are a young adult, you fall in love with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or you have a kid now and you love him so much, you might have experiences sometime without saying a single word. You know exactly what he or she is thinking. And when she or he says something, you may feel he or she is literally pulling words from your mouth. We as humans, we are able to communicate with another person just by pure consciousness. That's possible. Now, in terms of communicating with computer, which is matter, how would that be possible, you ask? Now, to me, everything in the universe is consciousness. Computer, matter, they are consciousness too. They are just vibrating at a different level. If we raise our vibration to a level of unconditional love, pure love, we are able to communicate with anyone, anything, including human, animal, plants, and minerals. So I call this stage as a stage of love, pure love, unconditional love. Love is the ultimate interface to interact with the universe. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you find this video informative. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so when Microsoft 365 Copilot becomes available to the general public, I will update you on how to use Copilot effectively to do the Excel work for you. And I also want to know, when are you going to stop learning Excel? In 3 months? 6 months? 1 year? 3 years? 5 years? 10 or 20 years? Please write a comment to let me know. Thank you.